Alright, hello everybody. We are here today at the Tennessee Mountain Lodge in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. You see the lobby is up kind of under where that overhang is, the canopy up there. The property is set up, you have an elevator in the middle, a room or a corridor full of, exterior facing rooms. Got another staircase back here, and the room they gave me is actually around this corner. Before we look at that, you can see we have a nice view actually of a little river back here. So, yeah, down this very narrow little corridor here is where they put me in 215. So this is kind of a cool, old school mom and pop hotel right next door to another one here. Seems to be the way the Pigeon Forge is, which in a way has a lot of charm to it. I love these old school mom and pop hotels. So you can see we have our actual metal key, just like a residential quick set by the looks of it. The lock works well though. And here's a look at our old school room. Go ahead and close the door. So, yeah, welcome to the 1970s. I will say, coming in, the color scheme in here is very dark. I turned on every single light and it's still kind of dark. We have that old school 70s wood paneling. But I have to say though, at a glance, for a very dated place, it's actually in excellent condition. And it looks and smells very clean. But granted, I haven't had a chance to dig into this place much. I just checked in. I wanted to film this before the rest of my party shows up here. But we'll take a little look around. You can see starting in the front, we have a newer, looks like a Gree PTAC unit. Oh, yep, brand name right there. Digital thermostat, which is always nice. It also has a constant fan enabled, which means you can kind of get a little white noise. It's always appreciated, especially in a hotel like this, where you got a road right out the window. These windows do appear to have been replaced at some point, and I haven't actually been able to hear any cars driving by, so it seems like it's pretty well soundproofed. The view back here is quite nice. I think they gave me one of the nicest rooms, all around the corner by itself here. So, the carpet looks like it's been replaced sometime relatively recently. I don't see any stains or issues with it, even right here by the entrance. Got a little chair here in the corner. Boy, it even looks nice and clean back there. So we have two nightstands. Interestingly, no alarm clock, no lamps, nothing. It makes the rooms easier to clean and turn over, so I get why they would do that. And I think it's perfectly passable in a place like this. We just have one light above the bed. Let's dig into this bed a little bit. So we've got old school hotel bedding here. It's an old-fashioned bedspread. You never see these things in use anymore. So the reason these are a little bit notorious is because, well, they're notorious for not getting washed between guests. And obviously there's no way I could verify if this thing was washed or not. Although it's a little bit worn in some places. I mean, I can't find any evidence that they didn't. It seems clean. Let's see. It actually smells like it's been laundered, so I think there's a good chance that they did. It's actually, I mean, for one of these older bedspreads, it's actually a little softer and more comfortable than you often would expect with these things. Let's see. First pillow's a little lumpy, kind of flat. This one's marginally better. Appear to be in good shape. Yeah, not bad at all. The linens are actually pretty nice. Actually feels like a pretty high quality sheet. Mattress feels fairly comfortable. Let's take a look at it. So, wow, the mattress protector here looks spotless, which is something you don't often see. And yeah, it actually looks like it's a relatively new mattress, and a nice one at that. Name brand Beauty Rest. So, pillows are decent, not great. The bedding is a bit dated, but not terrible again. But the mattress is very nice. I mean, I'd say for a budget hotel, especially like one of the cheapest places in Pigeon Forge, not so bad. I think they do themselves a big favor, though, in making these rooms look more modern if they would ditch the old-fashioned bedspreads. This must be like the most intact 70s wood paneling I've ever seen. So, over here we have a little desk area, an old school maid tip thing. I haven't seen one of these in like 15, 20 years, I swear. Desk area, I mean, it's a little bit worn, but it seems to be clean. Same goes for the chair. A little bit of wear on it, but it appears to be clean. 2 outlets up here to use. One thing, with the room being a little dark, it is a shame that we're missing a light bulb, but doesn't seem like a bad place to set up and do a little bit of work if you had to. One thing I realized that I kind of glossed over because I was so busy, looking at the old school room here. In terms of security, you saw we have the like knob lock with the old-fashioned metal key and a deadbolt. No peephole though, so that kind of stinks. Got your fire map up here. You can see the layout of the property just as I described it before. The lobby is kind of up here. It's interesting that there's actually rooms in this section above the lobby on the 3rd floor. Very interesting layout. And you can see we're here highlighted in red. Down to the very end. Not sure what these are. Got a little thunder going outside. So we have a dresser down here. There probably was a CRT television on top of this for many years. They actually have a good move here by, mounting it in the corner. It frees up space, makes the room look a little newer. You can see we have another guest here. Got a ladybug. Got a luggage rack over here. And you're in the South, they left the Bible open for us here. Actually in Psalms. Oh, they actually give you a extra blanket for the bed. It's stuffed in this drawer awkwardly so you can't get at it. That's a nice touch though. It's a nice blanket too. Again, it's hard to verify if something's actually been through the laundry or not, but it appears clean and smells clean. So it would seem that this went through the laundry before they stuck it in here. Don't know if it's necessarily the best place, but at the same time, I don't know where else you would put it in this room. It's nice that they give you that option with extra bedding, though. Most hotels do not. So, the bathroom is not any less dated than the rest of the room. Also a little dark. They could definitely stand to get some better light bulbs in that fixture. Maybe it would at least help a little bit. But, I mean, you could still see, even though it's dark. Oh, I like this old school faucet. Well, the water runs, the drain's a little slow, but it works. They seem to really, really like giving you soap here, because we have 1, 2, and 4 more in there. Kleenex box is showing a little bit of rust here, definitely showing its age a bit. I'm sure that's an original fixture with the room. Have this same towel rack that I swear you see in like every independent budget hotel. It's kind of funny. Linens are definitely budget hotel linens, in terms of like the towels are kind of small, but they're in good shape. They're not tattered or anything. Have a mini fridge and a microwave over here. Spotless. And not exactly spotless. There's actually a lot of crud in the back of this mini fridge. So this was not cleaned. Got some complimentary cups and a square ice bucket up here. You can tell this shelf has seen a lot of use over the years. And you can even see, like, where the rod with the hangers, they've been scraping up and down here for a long time. Give you 4 hangers. At least it's something. Decent amount of storage space, though, for a room of this type. So the bathroom is following the same trend of dark colors and not a whole lot of light. I love this 70s like color scheme we've gotten here with the aqua green tile. Looks like at some point they may have had a leak in here. Would have been nice if they replaced the ceiling tiles after that. It looks like it's old damage up there. But it's clean. I can't figure out what these switches do. At first I was thinking maybe it was a bathroom fan, but no. And the light switch is outside the door. So they must have had some different type of fixture in here at some point. But on that note, it doesn't look like there's any kind of ventilation in here. No fan, nothing. Not even a vent, like one of those central systems. So I'm sure it gets pretty steamy, and that's a good way to breed mildew and things. Very vintage bathtub. Got that same kind of, it's just like the faucet out in the bathroom is kind of what I was getting at. Pressure's nice. Push this in, and there's actually a Speakman shower head, which is a really high quality fixture. Not what you necessarily expect to see in this hotel. So it's a bit worn, definitely has some mildew going on. It's also very low. I mean, my head height is about here, so I would have to duck down to use this. The other thing is that there is no complimentary shampoo here. They kind of pulled a Motel 6, same deal. So they just give you soap. I can, again, let that pass in a very budget-oriented property like this. The other thing I noticed is we do have a little bit of mildew going on down here, especially in the back corner. They could use to recaulk this. But the condition is not bad, considering this is probably a totally original bathroom from the 70s. A little rust going on the drop ceiling up here too, though. So, there's a few things that are slipping through the cracks here, both in terms of maintenance and cleanliness. At the same time, again, I'm standing in like one of the cheapest hotels in the entire town. This place is running $65 rates when I think the next closest place I saw for these dates was in the 80s somewhere. So, I mean, I certainly can see a great deal of effort that's going in to keep this place clean and nice. Probably not on the world's biggest budget. So, I have a certain appreciation for that kind of work. I mean, it's certainly not luxurious by any means, but if you're looking for a cheap, clean place to lay your head in Pigeon Forge, this probably isn't a bad choice. Anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed this very vintage room tour. Love this door tag. But yeah, let me know as always what you think in the comments. And that's it.